Good afternoon class, welcome to your daily current affairs on paper Hindu. I hope my voice is audible. Good afternoon Kritika. Good afternoon everyone. Fine. Let's see today's articles. So this is about bipolar elections and normal elections that has been conducted in states like Meghalaya and Nagaland. It has polled a huge amount, which is around, Nagaland recorded around 85%, whereas Meghalaya recorded around 78%. Not much important about politics, but yeah, the record level poll is something which is to be noted. So I have just given you about a headline. Thank you Kritika for confirming. Yeah, so that is about that article. So yeah. So there was one, despite being a local news, important for your art and culture. Yeah. So Ardhanarishwara Shivalinga dating back to 4th century AD was found in Guntur district. Good afternoon Ramchandu. Yeah, fine. So 4th century AD it has been found a particular Ardhanarishwara temples or Ardhanarishwara sculpture was being found. This particular image was being found, which is carved. The Shivalinga was found, which is dating back to 4th century AD. So it is a unique one which has been found in Pedda Koduru in Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh. So that is what they have mentioned. So this is named as Ardhanarishwara temple, Ardhanarishwara, which was built in 4th century CE by Ananda Gotris. So this is a dynasty name, again important. Ananda Gotris is a dynasty which has built there and they ruled from Chejarla and Kanteru in Guntur. So you need to know that, yes, this is of 4th century AD, Shivalinga, Ardhanarishwara form, and developed by whom or built by whom? By dynasties of Ananda Gotris. So by the rulers of Ananda Gotris, these are the people who have built this particular Shivalinga. See, that is important, rest all nothing is important in this particular article. Fine. Local news. Local news. So Agnipath scheme in national interest says Delhi High Court. So there was a plea which went to Supreme Court, bunch of requests to Supreme Court stating that what is the constitutional validity on this Agnipath scheme. So recently in the last year, they have taken mass recruitment into participation of militaries. So around 4 years they will be working in military, and currently there were bunch of pleas that what is actually the constitutional validity, how can they take people into that, and the other plea was that even if they intake, what about after that 4-year course, what would be their employment status. So they are going to have their degree or anything 4-year span into military itself, then what would be their economical perspective after leaving this particular Agnipath training. So then Supreme Court has told that, see, whatever the Parliament has taken the decision, it was well thought. So it has told that, court says, the scheme is well thought out policy, decision of the centre, and it dismisses the plea related to recruitment under previous advertisements. So important for your governance part again. So Supreme Court has told that of course it is a well thought one, and the question that employment facilities would be less, and also the question that what if they use this particular training into their own motives. That was a plea. So what Supreme Court has told is that in the span of this training, they would definitely prompt for skill based training. So it's needless to state that the 4 years training would instill a sense of nationalism in the recruits. So definitely there will be this thought of nationalism, patriotism. Then what is the question of them being into wrong routes? And the employment facilities. So it is not a question of employment because skills are also being developed into this particular Agnipath scheme. That is what Supreme Court has told. So they have striken down this particular plea against Agnipath scheme, and they are told that yes, it is good, it is for the society and for the nation. So yeah. So such advantages cannot be overlooked and dislodged on the basis of apprehension that after 4 years the individuals may become unemployed and may take illegal or unethical activities. So that will never be happening. Unemployed? Yes, until they find another job, no? So they are also being instilled. So and also Agnipath scheme, they have also mentioned that yes, we will be taking you in a permanent basis to certain percentage. So if you excel in it, we will be taking you into us. And in the other services also, they will be getting a special kind of reservation. So military services, military places, they will be getting reservation into some other places. So yeah, those are all the advantages. Next. Deadline for higher pensions extended till May 3rd. So yesterday's newspaper I have mentioned that EPFO has asked for extension for high pensioners till May 3rd, and yes, the web link was opened, and that is a link where pensioners who are eligible for pensioners from September 1st of 2014, who have retired from September 1st of 2014, all these people can apply for this high pensions. Okay. So that is about this news. Yes. So higher provident fund pensions can be granted. Next. Italian PM Meloni to be the chief guest for 8th Raisina dialogue. So from 2016, we have this Raisina dialogue where different countries will come. It is an annual meet in India, in New Delhi. So in this particular annual meet, what happens is different countries will come to India. They will discuss about the geopolitics, geoeconomics, what can be the possible kind of foreign policies that can be dealt. So directly under the department or the Ministry of External Affairs. So currently, Italy's Prime Minister is going to come for the first time in the previous 5 years. In the previous 5 years of span, this is the first time ministerial visit was there from Italy. Important, so that we are going to work on our defense sector. So defense cooperation will be there with Italy. So the planned date was March 2nd and 3rd, where she is going to visit Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. So yeah, the defense deal was the bilateral defense agreement to expand defense cooperation that has been works for the few years, which the resources said would lay the ground for going or taking forward the cooperation in new domains, including co-development. So what are the areas of interest? In defense itself, a bilateral agreement would be there. It would be possible once if she come, they are trying to get a bilateral defense agreement is likely to be announced. So most likely they are going to announce after this particular 8th Raisina dialogue. So what they are going to have? Cooperation with new domains, including co-development and co-production of military platforms. So development, infrastructure development in military sector. So that is what they are trying to work out. Okay. Next. A joint statement at G20 meeting is unlikely. So after G20 summit going to be completed, so after the meetings, whatever the meeting is done, so after the meeting there should be one kind of, see, the growing confrontation, basic issue. I will tell you what is the gist of this particular article. After this G20 meeting, summit is being conducted, then jointly all the people will come to press statement. So joint photographs will be there, everything. G7 meeting, G7 countries met in Indonesia last year in Bali. What happened was, during that time itself, in which month? In July. So February was the month when Ukraine and Russia war started. So at that particular time, people boycotted the inauguration dinner because Russia's minister has attended. So now already the confrontation has grew big. On whom? Western and Russia. Now US and Russia are completely having indirect war in Ukraine. So that is the actual case. So now based on this confrontation, it is clear that this official statement of all the countries would be joint statement. Joint statements of officials would be unlikely. So it is unlikely to occur. So there will not be a joint statement, because even in G7 countries they were not even happy to have a combined dinner. So why will they be allowing to this particular joint summit? So yeah, that is about this article, nothing more than that. Next. Yeah. This is something important. 13-year-old Buddhist stupa found in Odisha's Jaipur. So 1300-year-old Buddhist stupa was being found in which place? In Odisha's Jaipur. So what? Sorry, Jajpur. Sorry, Jajpur. So in Odisha's Jajpur. So capital city again, Bhubaneswar. So from there, Archaeological Survey of India stumbled upon a 1300 stupa, 13-year-old stupa, right in the middle of the mining of Jajpur districts. So what is here important is two things. 1300 Buddhist stupa was found. What is it made of? Chondrite stones. So what is this stones? So these stones were widely for the ancient temple complexes, almost ancient temple complexes present in Odisha region, Bhubaneswar region, which was followed. So your temple architecture of Odisha is again your Odisha School of Art in your Nagara style. Okay, we have already discussed. So currently this particular conolite stones is famous in constructions of sculptures there. So currently this particular sculpture, so this stupa was made of conolite stones, and currently the state government has come up with one particular program, ambitious program, which is named as ABADA. What is this ABADA? So basic amenities and the augmentation of basic amenities and development of heritage architecture. So for the development of heritage architecture, to reconstruct the existing culture, they have opted for to spend 3,208 crores only in Odisha. Okay, so state program, but yeah, ABADA is a name which is again important, might be asked or you can express in your art and culture paper. So yeah, one of the programs. So conolite stones are proposed to be used widely to maintain aesthetic value of some projects, heritage security in the zone of Jagannath Ballav Center, Puri Lake Development Project and Atharnala Heritage Project and Mata Development Project. So in all these places you can find these conolite stones for architecture purposes. So this stupa is also made of conolite stones. Yeah, that is about this article, and it was around 4.5 meter tall, this stupa. It was broken, but yeah, estimated to be 4.5 meter tall and dated back to 7th or 8th century AD. Okay, fine. Next, UIDI. So unique identifications of our Aadhaar also we use the same thing. It is trying to merge its technology with AI, to upgrade itself with AI, artificial intelligence. So unique identification authority of India today is in-house. So is using in-house artificial intelligence technology to improve the robustness of fingerprint authentication. So we have this Aadhaar where we will be giving our fingerprint, even if you are going to write any exam, even if it is your UPSC 2, you have to give your thumb. So that is generally offline paper, but some other tests which you are going to give any central exam, you will be having online registration portal where you have to give your digital imprint. So yeah, for these things to improve its work, UIDI portal is trying to equip itself with AI, artificial intelligence. That is about this. Spoofing attempts, all these attempts can be completely removed, where people can opt for other duplications of Aadhaar or any other platforms. So they are using this artificial intelligence to increase their efficiency. Again important for your governance, GS2. Next, Karnataka best equipped to supply renewable energy, says a report. So it's about Karnataka and it's about renewable energy. So if it is about the renewable energy, which means that it is focusing on your GS3 part, and renewable energy which is which? Using of renewable sources. So that can be your sun, water or any other energies which can never be completed or which can never be finished up. Similar to your coal is a non-renewable source where usage of it can make it extinct. So non-renewable sources is something. So currently Karnataka state is best equipped. So with all the infrastructure it is being best equipped. Following other states, the following states are Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat are in the best of performers, following Karnataka, and the least performers are Bihar, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, scored least. So what is this particular report about? So currently it is being equipped, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat, says who? Institute of Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. Important. So not only that you state a particular report, you need to know who has given that report. So currently the report was given by who? Analysis. It was an analysis by Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis, which is IEEFA. So it has been given, and remember, so currently the scoring system, how they have taken this particular scoring system, and they have told that it is also being accommodating all the different types of renewables. It's not only solar, it can be wind, hydropower and existing fossil fuel sources. In all these places it has mentioned that yes, Karnataka is topping, and we have an ambitious target that we have to have, so it's not mentioned here, 500 gigawatts of solar energy we need to be equipped by 2030. So yeah, so that is our target. And now here there is another target where our GDP by 45% 2030, which is our another target. By 2030, 45% of our energy consumption should be from renewable source. So that is our another target. Yes, so center has proved for this interstate transmission grid. So for the green economy corridor, if you see the budget every time, so you need to link up with the budget. So we are working for green economy. So currently center has approved for this transmission system, intra-state transmission system. In the same state they are trying to transmit through grid lines. Okay, so the green energy corridor phase 2, that lays the infrastructure for connecting electricity generated from renewables with the power grid in 7 states. So the power grid will be in 7 states, and then distribution of this particular power that has been generated in one particular state. So if it is more than the required amount that is being generated, it will be transferred to other states too. So yeah, that is about this article. And currently the other one is, the authors of this analysis told that there was a scoring system for 16 states which account for 90% of electricity production in India. So it had an analysis where 90% of the, and Ember, that is the name of this particular institute. Name Kritika. Name. I can show you. Fine, I don't know. Fine. So it's another name for that. See? See, Ember India, organization name. Okay, so you can see here IEFA or Ember India name. Okay, fine. So yeah, that is the target. So 90%, and Karnataka scored well because it was able to supply electricity to meet almost all its power requirements in financial year 2022 with a shortage of 9 million units against the total annual power of 76,000. So no need to go into depth. You need to understand that it has its power security. Similar to your food security, it is equipped with its power security, that you need to understand. Okay, fine. That is about this article. Then, so yeah, I am not going to articles like this where there are speculations that US has speculated that China is the actual reason, that laboratory leak is the actual reason of COVID-19, but I am not stressing about this article until unless the truth is coming into picture. Till then, we don't need to discuss about articles like this. So yeah, and there was one article, yeah. So bank credit growth slowed down to 16.8% in the third quarter. So what is this bank credit growth? Now I want some loan from bank. How would bank get the, now I will go to bank to opt for some loans. Okay. So you need to understand two things. This is bank. Where would bank get its source of income? No, any bank. It's not all RBI, of course. Central bank is on top. Central bank, which is your RBI, is on top. All other banks would get some kind of deposits, time deposits or any other fixed deposits or time deposits, whatever it is. So some kind of deposits will be there with RBI. So based on these deposits, it will be giving. So this is, let it be, fine, let me write. So here it will give you certain kinds of credits. I mean, based on the deposit, it will credit certain business with some amount. So the income earned with this, they will be again used as interest or to develop this mechanism. So it is a cycle where deposit will be given to bank, bank will create to will be creating to some business, it will invest into that business or give loans, and in turn it will take its returns, and it will be paying its employees and returning back to these people. So it's in that way. Okay. So currently, thing is that that level of credit growth, that means the amount that bank is trying to give as loans has seen 16.8% less growth compared to the previous quarter. Are you able to understand? That means the credit that they are trying to give to the other people, okay, so is very much less compared to others. Okay, so that is about this article. So aggregate deposits almost rose, but the aggregate deposits has rose by 10.3%, and the growth in credit was led by branches in metropolitan centers, which account for almost 60% of total bank credit, data released by central bank. So who is our central bank? RBI. So RBI is the one which has released this particular data. So bank credit growth has slowed down by 16.8%, which I have already mentioned. This compares 17.2% seen in the previous quarter. So previously it was 17.2% and has decreased by 2%. Let it be around near to 2% has been, near to 1% has been decreased. Okay, fine. So earlier the credit growth was 8.4%. So that is about this. Quarterly, what is the scenario? If you have understanding about it, that is enough. So to experience or to understand the actual economy, actual banking system, what are the numbers will help. Okay, fine. Next. So this is about AS awards, about your sports. I am not going to discuss that. Yes. So India likely to miss deadline for half of its health SDGs. So our SDG target is by 2030. Achieving our SDGs target are by 2030. So currently what is the issue? 75% of our target, percentage of Indian districts that are off target for the crucial SDG indicators like poverty, stunting, wasting of child, anemia, child marriage, partner violence, tobacco use and contraceptives. So you need to understand that the social factors, especially on health SDGs, malnutrition or anything that is related to women health or child nutrition or domestic violence, partner violence, whatever it is, contraceptives use, in all these constraints India is lagging by 75%, which has been set target, and for the set target it is still under 75%. Okay, so it is yet to achieve this 75%. Only 25% is reached. That is about that article. Next, the New START treaty on pause. So recently the first anniversary of Russia-Ukraine war has been done. During this, so as an announcement, Russia has stated that we will be having the last agreement with US, we will be breaking it. What is this agreement? The START. So currently, what is the history of this new strategic arms reduction? START is nothing but, so earlier there was SALT, then SALT 1 was there, SALT 2 was there, START 1, the new START policy was there, and after this Russia has removed it. All these pacts are basically the reduction of usage of existing machineries. So existing nuclear plants, whatever their technologies is there, defense mechanism is there, they are trying to restrict it. So all these plans' main motto is to restrict this over usage of weaponaries, mainly of nuclear energy. So currently US itself has pledged that we will be supporting for the war openly. So Russia told that yes, Western countries or Western blocs like USA is blackmailing us, then why should we still be in agreement with them on reducing our capacity? So we will be breaking that. Now if some of the other things go wrong with US, then definitely these people will try to use their nuclear energy, or they are breaking this particular policy to make them equipped, to make countries know. Okay, so they are triggering this particular war. So currently new strategic arms reduction, what does this? Decision by Russian President Vladimir Putin has the global arms control architecture. So let's go with the gist. And this new START policy has been signed during 2000, new START policy by Barack Obama and his counterpart in President of Russia. It has been signed in 2010 and currently that is also in pause. So they are not going to implement it. So what is this gist about? On February 23rd, Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced that Moscow was unilaterally suspending the last remaining nuclear arms control treaty with US. So that is what he has announced. What? The last arm control treaty with US, we are trying to break it. Not trying to, we have broken it. So now whatever we are trying to do, we are nowhere related with that particular treaty. We broke it. So stating that the West was trying to destroy Russia. What they opined, so they have given a particular statement that Western countries, especially US, is trying to control us, is trying to defeat us by showcasing this particular treaty, but they themselves are trying to overcome that. So that is what Russia has spoke about. While both Moscow and Washington were aggressive in their one-upmanship of expanding nuclear arsenals in the initial decades of Cold War. So basically, these treaties have started during Cold War. Post Cold War, they have both the countries individually are equipped with a lot of nuclear energy, and they are ready to wage war. I mean, they are in the capacity that Russia can also wage war, US can also wage this nuclear war, but no other country, even with these both countries, even Russia or even USA, both countries cannot afford the post effects. So the third nuclear war or the third world war, if it commences, it would be the worst impacting of all the other countries. So yeah, with that particular thing in mind, they have come up with this particular policies of SALT and START. So currently, so they have told that the backdrop of this particular nuclear treaty was started during Cold War times. During that time, to have acknowledgement, they have got it, they have come up with this particular treaties to keep checks on each other nuclear arsenals. So you should be having only this much of arsenals, nuclear arsenals, that means nuclear weaponry. More than this, you should not be having it. So Mr. Putin has not withdrawn from the treaty and just suspended it. Analysts are saying the move would not immediately trigger an arms race between the two powers. It could be part of Russia's political messaging amid the West's massive assistance to Ukraine amid year-long. So analysts say that Russia is not in the opinion to wage a nuclear war, but it is doing so, or it has withheld or suspended this particular treaty so that the West will not support Ukraine. But actually, in the name of Ukraine, who is fighting there? Russia and US is fighting. Okay. So for that, to make them aware of the extreme conditions, Russia has given this particular step, and they don't have such intention, says some analysts. But if there is something goes wrong, then obviously they have already crossed or they have already suspended that particular treaty. Then some or the other day, this nuclear war can be waged. So that is about this article. Everything again, same thing was mentioned earlier. SALT. So the first one, it was being started with strategic arms limitation talks, SALT, which has expired in 2000, which has been expired in 2001, I guess. Just a moment. Yeah, started in 1972, ended in 2002. Later on, they have come up with the START strategy, which is Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, START 1, signed in 1991 and expired in 2009. Then later on, they have come up with this particular program called in 2009, which is 2010, START 2. So yeah, START, which is a new strategic arms reduction treaty, and currently it is in pause. So it's not completely, completely removed or completely they broke the particular treaty, but the thing is they have suspended it as of now. Okay, so that is about this article. So it has been signed by Barack Obama and President of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, which came into force on 2011. So that is about this article. Yeah, nothing more than that. The rest all, this is not much important article. Yeah, that's it for today. So less articles for today. Okay, I hope there is no issue. Fine. Thank you for the session. Good day.